Vision and balance training aren't just for rehab and fall prevention. They are high performance tools because your brain decides how much strength, speed, mobility you get to access to. So if vision and balance are off, your brain limits performance to keep you safe. And here's the interesting part. 80% of your brain's input comes from your visual and your balance system, so your inner ear. That's pretty amazing because that means more than four-fifths of what your brain processes every second comes from your eyes and your inner ear. If those systems are weak, your brain feels unsafe. When the brain feels unsafe, it basically shuts down everything. So you will have less strength, less coordination, less reaction, and no matter how hard you train, you will hit a ceiling. So we don't really see that link, but it's the key between how your brain perceives the world and how your body moves. And if you want to be stronger, more resilient, and sustain with energy for a long time, start integrating vision and vestibular exercise into your daily routine. Welcome, I'm Heike Fallon, founder of Expand Health and creator of the NeuroHP method. I help leaders, athletes, and high performers at any age optimizing their health, energy, and longevity through a brain-based approach. And for over 30 years, I've helped people really bridge the gap between of how they feel and how their brain actually functions. And today, we'll explore how your eyes, balance system shape every aspect of physical performance, from coordination to power to endurance. And by the end, you will know how vision and balance drive movement, how to test your own system, and how to improve them just in minutes a day. So let's dive in. Movement doesn't start in your muscles. It's actually starting in your brain. Your brain collects all sensory input from your eyes, your inner ears, your joints, your muscles. And when it integrates all that information, it builds a body map. And that's a sense of where you are in space. And the clearer the map, the better you move. The blurrier the map, the more your brain compensates with tension or stiffness. It's kind of like your GPS that you use for driving, right? So this sensory map lets you catch a ball, land softly, walk without looking at your feet. And so we take it for granted. But when the sensory input is off, like poor eye tracking, or there's a mismatch with vestibular data, your brain prediction is off. But when sensory input is off, like poor eye tracking, a mismatch with vestibular data, your brain predicts danger and it protects you. And that protection shows up in tightness, weakness, hesitation. And when vision and balance are off, your brain struggles to coordinate movement. It's, not really weakness, it's really a safety response that's happening. So again, your brain has one main job. It's to keep you alive. It constantly asks, am I safe? Every choice it makes about strength, flexibility, all runs through the filter. And if your eyes and inner ears sending conflicting data, your brain senses a threat. Maybe one eye moves slower. Maybe the inner ear processes rotation a little differently or slower. Your brain spots that mismatch and instantly dials down performance to keep you safe. So again, your neck muscles might tighten, your hips, you have less strength and you feel off. And that's why, stretching doesn't fix chronic tightness. And it's not just flexibility issues, it's a safety issues. And if you fix that sensory mismatch, you actually will move better and can move way more and you can perform in generally better. So let's talk about your eyes. Your eyes do far more than see. They guide every move you make, and the visual system handles eye alignment, focus, tracking and option, depth perception, peripheral vision, and is involved in coordination and balance. So if your eyes can't move smoothly side to side, your brain actually has to work harder to stabilize your neck and your spine in order to gaze. And if you can't focus quickly, you lose timing and precision. So if we have a weak peripheral vision, your reaction time drops tremendously. Training vision isn't just for elite athletes, it's for everyone who wants faster reaction time and sharper, better coordination. So let's do a quick exercise for your eyes. It's a very simple one. All you're gonna do first is, this is just called the gaze. You stand with your feet hip width apart. And I'm going to look right now first just straight up for, I'm going to do just a few seconds now. I'm going to look at my camera. So you're going to stare at something right in front of you. You can also use your finger. Let's actually do that right now. So you're going to look at the finger right in front for a few seconds. Ideally, you want to do 10 seconds each. Then we're going to keep everything the same and just move it over just a little bit and going to look to the side here. Okay, then we're going to go for the other side and we're just going to have the eyes look over here. Try to make sure you're not too far over, so not too far out. Excellent. Then you're going to look at your finger just down here. And you want to pick a target higher than your eye level. And it might be a little off due to my camera here. But so I'm right in front, in the center, but I'm above my eyes. Good. And then you may also add diagonals. So when you think of it like an X like this, you want to find this spot. Again, not too high, but higher than eye level. Keeping the head straight, tall spine. Good. Going to use the other one over there. Again, head stays still. Only the eye's going to go there. And then we're going to go down there. Again, find where you can still see it well. Doesn't have to be too far. And that's it. So now you've done all the different spots for your gaze stabilization. Ideally do it for 10 seconds at a time, but it's a great exercise to start. Now, if you feel dizzy or kind of weird in some of these spots, that is a sign that your brain feels that there is some kind of mismatch, maybe anything that it interprets as danger. So you might want to start seated or even lying down. I have some of my clients start lying down when they do these exercises. So give that a try. Now let's talk about balance and your inner ear, the vestibular system, what it's called. It senses acceleration, rotation, gravity, and there's tiny hair cells inside your ear that bend and move with the fluids and send signals about the direction and speed. And that data integrates with vision and body feedback, and all of those three are perfectly agreeing. Every movement is very effortless and smooth. When they don't, the brain senses instability, compensate. Like I said, you may feel dizzy, tense, fatigue. Even just a little change in imbalance between ears can change your entire posture. And also, if you have this head forward position, that might be related to your inner ear. So we're going to do an exercise for this. And again, the eye exercises, again, that works together with the vestibular system. You can't separate it. So both are important and both work together. Stand hip width apart. And now we're going to do this first like this. Find a focal point ahead. Nice tall spine. Knees are soft. Shoulders relaxed. Head tall. All I want you to do now is keep the eyes on the target and you just tilt your head a little bit and see what you feel. How is the weight shifting under your feet? Is there something more tension in your shoulders, in your back? Let's try the other side. See how that feels. Excellent. Back to center. Let's see what happens if you go up. And if you go down, feel what it does under the feet and feel if there's more tension anywhere or if you're staying relaxed. Back to central. Excellent. That's a very small exercise. Now again, if you don't feel great doing this standing or there's something going on, you do want to do it seated. And with anything, if anything shows up, make sure you check with your doctor too, depending on your history, to make sure you're clear to do any exercises whatsoever and can start these at any time. So as I said, your inner ear and your eyes are really partners that work together, and every time your head moves, your eyes adjust automatically to keep your vision stable. And that's what's called the VOR, or vestibular-ocular reflex. It keeps our world steady while you're walking and running and doing stuff. If this reflex lags, your brain gets confused and you might feel motion sickness, again, fatigue, lose focus. And training this can really improve your balance, particularly also under speed. As I said, when sensory systems are accurate, movement becomes efficient. The cerebellum, which sits back here, is your coordination hub, uses input from your vision, from your inner ear, fine-tunes every muscle action, and better sensory input means better motor output. When sensory systems are accurately working, movement becomes way more efficient. The cerebellum sits back here. Your coordination hub uses input from your vision and your inner ear and to fine-tune every muscle action. So the better sensory input means better motor output. So you don't need to train harder, you need to train more effectively. Let's do one more exercise. This one is a little bit more advanced and not for everyone in this way. We're going to be standing on one foot. You can't see my foot, but I'm going to lift it up a little bit. But no, before you do this exercise on one leg, you want to be able to actually be able to stand 30 seconds on one leg. Now, if you can't do that, please do not do this exercise on one leg. Instead, you may put your feet fully close together. You can do that, or otherwise you might need to be hip width apart. So choose what level you are, but we are going to do it on one leg right now. Again, you want to be able to stand on one leg by itself first in order to do this exercise. Because now we're going to add some vision work to it. We're going to do a near far, so you can hold your finger out in front, look at the finger and look at a target far away. Look at the finger, look at the target far away. Finger, target far away. Finger, target far away. Let's switch. Right here, first find your stance and look at your finger and far away. Finger, far away. Finger, far away. Finger, far away. Excellent. And if you want to make it even better, impacting the brain, use a metronome. So you're switching with the beat of the metronome. Give that a try. It really comes down to energy, right? When the brain struggles to process that visual and vestibular input, it has to use a lot more energy. And that leads, again, to brain fog, slow recovery. You might feel dizzy or more drained. And that's really a signal from the brain that there's an overload. Or, you've been maybe at an event and it's very noisy and you just kind of feel like you got to get out of there. Or you might have been in a room with certain lighting. Like, I don't like the overhead fluorescent lighting, so my brain actually reacts with slightly with the threat response to that. So those are signs that the system struggles with the information coming in, and you may need to do some exercise. Or sometimes, like, for example, I use yellow glasses in those situations. If I have to be in those for, like, at a conference all day long, then you have to kind of use a couple tricks to kind of get around it. At the end of the day, you don't need more time to do this. You just need to focus better on the right brain-based exercises. And I usually recommend integrate them into your current routine. So, you might do something in the morning. You might integrate it into your workout routine in the gym when you do something. And if you do lunges, squats, you can integrate that. Blend those drills into your day. And also make sure you assess, track, and check your balance, maybe by standing on one leg, or do some other assessments that I showed in other videos. So, but the key is you will need time and repetitions to improve your balance and relearn and rewire the brain to do a better integration of your visual and vestibular system in order to perform at a higher level. And again, I'm not talking about, like, just physical performance in life. In other words, vision and balance training really extends your health span, living longer, healthier, because studies have shown these systems predict your longevity. So they keep your brain's pathways active, it helps with fall prevention, and definitely slows aging. And neuroplasticity, the brain ability to rewire, depends on precision sensory challenge. Every eye, every balance drill keeps your brain adaptable and resilient. If this resonated with you, if you like this video, share it with a loved one, feel free. And look below, there's a link for a free gift from me. It's a free PDF. And again, performance isn't just a physical thing, it's a neurological. And training your brain first, and your body will follow. Because again, the brain calls the shot, and you will only move, and your body will only be performing at the level that the brain allows you. So with that said, I'm Heike Fallon. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.